All right, photographers, this is going to be super short, super sweet. How to make a 3D pop-out photo. The first thing you're going to need is your images. Now, if you're doing just 2 layers, you only need 2 printouts. But if you're going to do 3, then you're going to need 3 printouts. So make sure you have the right number of printouts. I'm going to show you 3 layers to make this simple. So before you start, make sure you got your 3 or 2, whatever you need, and see me if you don't. All right, so then you should have gotten a piece of mat board, some kind of a thicker board. It could be black, it could be white, it could be cream, it could be gray, it could be whatever color, and then you have a mat. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to attach it to the mat. We're just going to save ourselves some time. So remember, whatever color you want on the front, you got to flip that over. And you need to get some duct tape. I suggest duct tape and not masking tape because the masking tape isn't quite sticky enough. It's not going to hold as well. And then you're just going to tape all 4 sides down. Don't be stingy with the tape. Tape all 4 sides down. You can do this along with me in the video. Save us some time. So we're taping those down. All right, flip that over, ready to start. Okay, so depending on if you have a horizontal or vertical photo, you can turn your image if you need to. And then the next step is to take one of your prints, without cutting, without anything else, and you're just gonna glue this down onto this board, trying to centering it the best you can. So go all the way around your edges with your glue stick. I like to do kind of like some streaks in the middle. Hold that center part down. You don't have to do a ton. And then, like I said, we're just going to try to eyeball this and center it the best we can. And then I'm a little off. And then what you might want to do is put some books on that, set it to the side. Putting books on it at night helps it kind of stay down. All right, now we're going to take our other print or prints and we're going to cut them out. So if you're just doing 2 layers, all you need to do is cut out with a pair of scissors. Take your time, whatever it is that's going to pop out. Now because I'm doing 3 layers, I'm going to do myself popping out and then I'm going to have my hand and phone popping out as well. So then I need to do that one. So you're going to see me, I'm going to cut this out. I'm just doing that to make it a little bit easier on myself. And now I'm going to cut that 3rd level, taking my time. I would not try to do this with the video. I would watch this video all the way through, watch this step. Now you're going to see mine's a little bit tricky because my image is a little blurry, which is why I suggested when you were picking your photos out to make sure you picked a photo that had good, nice, clean edges. Because if not, you have the issue where I have where you kind of have to guess where that edge should be. And like I said, scissors will work for most of us. We're going to have one little aspect I'm going to show you where we're going to need to use an X-Acto blade. Okay, so you will see in each of these images there's what's called negative space where you would see through that. So that's where you're going to have to cut out that negative space. Excuse me. Hiccups. When you're using an X-Acto blade, you need to see me to get the X-Acto blade. You need to make sure you have a mat board so you're not cutting directly on my tables. So basic instructions with X-Acto blade. You hold it just like you do a pen. And it cuts on the tip, not the flat part, and you should never pull. If you're pulling and shaking, you're cutting too hard. And you never want to try to cut all in one pass. You kind of create a groove. So I'm kind of using my pinky here to steady. I'm kind of cutting, I'm scoring is the official term. I'm just scoring where I want those cuts to eventually be. It's just cutting through that top very thin layer of the paper. Then my second time, I'm going to push a little bit harder. Notice I'm turning my photo. I'm not turning my hand as much. I'm turning that image. Doing a little bit more. You don't want to pull. If it's dragging really bad, let me know. And I will give you a new blade, because chances are, if it's starting, like this one's a little dull, I can see it's dragging a little bit, it should pop right out. Okay, so notice my hand wasn't shaking at all. Scoring it. The first time is just cutting through that top layer, because yes, paper is actually made kind of in layers, especially when you are dealing with printing paper like we are. I'm doing a second cut, going nice and slow. Notice I'm turning the paper. I'm not really turning my hand a whole lot. And I'm always pulling towards myself with that blade. Again, turning the paper a lot. Going over and over and over those lines again, instead of trying to cut all the way through in one pass. All right, now we've got our layers. We've got our image. Then all you need from there is you need your glue stick, and you need some pop-out dots. Okay, these are handmade. You can buy these in the store. They have little sticky parts, but you know, we're economical here. So all you're going to do is you're going to take a few of these. Just going to glue some dots on a few different spots on the back. You do want to get kind of close to your edges, because over time this paper does curl. And if you have it held down on the edges, it will help keep that curling to a minimum. You don't need a ton, but you need enough. Okay. Notice I'm putting more on the edges than I am in the inside. You really don't need a ton on the inside, unless you're doing a super big area. I might do one more here. Excuse me. And then you're going to put a little bit of glue on each of those dots. We're going to flip it. We're going to try to do our best to center over top. And push down where those dots are. Might have to hold it a second or two. You may have to go through and re-glue. Just be patient. You guys have time. And then you guessed it, the third one is going to take the same thing. Putting some dots. Dot there, dot there. Now, if I have a little teeny tiny part here that the dots are too big on, take your scissors. You can cut these dots to be as small as you need to, so that they fit your cutout, because some of your cutouts might be kind of small. And if we run out of dots, we can always cut more. It's just foam board. All right, and again, same thing. Glue, 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 glue. Centering that the best we can. And hold it. That's pretty much it. That is your pop-out 3D photo. Take your time. When you're done, simply turn it into me, and that's it. Good job.